Hello, my fellow chatterers and book lovers, and anyone else who's popped in because you're curious or you've got a bit lost. Welcome anyway. I am Chattie, and this is my channel, Chattie the Mad Chatter, where I will be chatting away madly about not so much specific books, but more my reading goals for 2023 and my channel goals for 2023. And reflecting on, I didn't officially make a video in 2022 because I wasn't on Booktube then, but sort of what my unofficial goals in my head were and if I feel I've achieved them. I have a cup of tea. Apologies if the sound is not its usual quality. I've got a bit of a sore throat. I'm quite croaky at the moment. But I have been having honey and hot lemon, and I've now swapped it in for regular tea. So we'll see how I get on, and hopefully you can hear me. So on this channel I don't edit, so I'm just going to do my little teacup gimmick because I just do one shot, I keep it rolling, we embrace the chaos and see what happens. So cheers everyone. There's one shot and there is no editing. I have all the little different bits and pieces I want to say in my little notebook, so I will be looking down and reading it because I cannot remember everything, and I think I've got it all written down here, but we may go off on tangents because that's what I usually do. So first of all, in 2022 I really wanted to read more fantasy. So the previous year, 2021, I was kind of like playing at being on Booktube. I discovered Booktube in 2020 and I was sort of doing some videos and kind of sharing them with some of my friends, like in a little private group on Facebook who I knew enjoyed books. None of them were particularly like strong fantasy readers, and I was sort of trying to do, I did this like survey where I wanted to find out the most popular genres from everyone, and starting with the most popular, I went down the list to the least popular and wanted to read a book a month within that genre. And then I realised, like, with the different goals and things I had for myself over that year, I wasn't reading as much fantasy and I really wanted to be. So this year I was like, I'm going to embrace the fantasy and I'm going to read a lot more fantasy. And I have definitely done that. I have definitely been living my best fantasy reading life and it's been delightful. Another thing I wanted to do was to read more Hobb. So Robin Hobb is an author who has written The Realm of the Elderlings amongst some other stuff, and The Realm of the Elderlings is a series of series. So I read the first trilogy, the Farseer trilogy, in 2021, and I read it by myself. I absolutely loved it, but I just kind of got into Discord and read-alongs and buddy reads, and I really wanted to find some other people who were reading Hobb and kind of join in with the buddy reads and read-alongs, which led me to Gregory channel, where Anitha from the channel Anitha, amongst some other people like the wonderful Derri and Pondering with Pete, and She Was Only Evie, have been reading Hobb and chatting about the books in live shows, and we've been having a fabulous chat in the Discord as well. So that has been fantastic. So I did not join in because they read Farseer from January. I joined in with the live ships in May and had a wonderful time and continued with Tawny Man. And 2023 we're going to be carrying on and reading it's going to come to me, Rainwild Chronicles, and then finally Fitz and the Fool, which is the final one, and it's going to be bittersweet because I love the series, I want to keep reading, but also it's last one and then it's gone, which makes me feel sad. I can reread, I love rereading, but there's just that first time reading, I'll never have that again. So it's going to be bittersweet, but I'm so pleased to have so many other people who are going on the journey at the same time, and they're in the little Hobb Emotional Trauma Support Club. But I'm so pleased to be reading more Hobb, so definitely achieved that, which is great. And I can hear the croakiness coming through, so I'm going to need to lubricate those vocal cords. The tea is good. Oh yeah, I was trying to remember what else I wanted to do. I wanted to progress with my series. So I have a more specific video along basically tracking my journey with series. So it's I call it getting serious about my series, or taking my series seriously, or something with punny alliteration-iness going on. And that has actually been really helpful at me like tracking the series that I'm reading, and also kind of pushing me, because I feel a sense of achievement from kind of getting to the end of that like third of the year and ticking off a series for that. So I have really enjoyed doing those, and I am definitely progressing with my series, so that feels really good. In terms of channel goals, it's quite simple. It was 1, start a channel, which I did in March, yay, and 2, continue with it, which I have done, which is great. And I think one of the reasons that has happened is because of the fantastic community. Like I said, I've been sort of like pretend booktubing for a year before I actually took the plunge and put myself out there on YouTube. I'd just been kind of, well, I didn't actually even get very far. Like I did like 3 months with on my Facebook group, and then we hit April and I'd gone from reading 4 books to reading 8 and talking so much I really struggled to edit that video and put it up as a video, because I spoke a lot and I was pausing and stopping and it was all crazy. And then I never kind of continued because I never edited that one, but I kept filming. So the joy of filming and the kind of therapy it gives me to just like voice every thought I have about my books, and like having this little like book diary has just been really fabulous. So I have a whole year's worth of videos that are never going to see the light of day, but I had a great time making them, and I think it really helped for me to feel as succinct as I do now about talking, and just feel as comfortable talking in front of the camera as I do now. You don't have to be a guinea pig for a year, but it's something I felt I needed to do, because I know in the past I have suffered from anxiety and depression, and I didn't want to put myself under pressure where I felt I had to do something. I wanted to enjoy doing this, and I have. It has been so much fun being part of this community, talking with everyone in the comments. Like, thank you so much for commenting on the videos and chatting with me, because I really, really appreciate it. I know I don't always get to them, and I have there have been some that have been lost in like the backlog that I haven't responded to, whether that was me commenting on your video or someone commenting on one of my videos. And I will absolutely find that time and go back through all the comments I've missed, because you don't always get them coming up as a notification. Sometimes you have to go and search for them. So that will be happening. But I have absolutely enjoyed reading them and talking with everyone, and it's just felt so nice, and the community is so warm and welcoming, and just finding more people that I wouldn't have come across if I hadn't made my own channel, from people commenting on my videos, or from the feed kind of showing me different ones, or from me following people and then seeing people in their comments and then following them. It's just been fabulous, and I feel so happy that I have somehow managed to kind of quite consistently put out content. I think it definitely helps that I don't edit. That has just been a blessing in disguise, when my computer was like, no, we are not going to upload this edited video, we can't cope with it. Yeah, so that has been great. So goals achieved, well done 2022 vague goals. So I'm now going to move on to my 2023 goals and what I'm kind of hoping to do. So this is kind of more, I don't know if anyone else kind of had this experience in their like teenage years, but there was definitely a time when there was lots of kind of like fridge magnets with inspirational quotes, or like you'd get little like cards that you kind of give to friends and things at school, or you'd get little bookmarks or notepads with inspirational quotes on, and one of them was, aim for the moon, and if you fall short you'll land on a star. And that's very much the attitude I'm going for my 2023 goals. I'm not expecting to hit them, but if I have them, it's gonna push me in the direction that I'm wanting to be going. But at the same time, I think one of my goals is definitely to kind of like keep the pressure low key and just keep having fun. It's kind of the overarching feel. But let's get more specific. So my first goal in terms of my reading is that I do stats each month, where I kind of reflect on the books that I've read and kind of what that month kind of looks like. And one of the things that I specifically look for is, am I reading kind of a wide range of authors? So am I experiencing stories out of my personal narrative? So people who look different to me, kind of specifically in terms of like life experience with countries or cultures. So basically trying to read not just white Eurocentric books or books by white Eurocentric authors. So I really want to read a lot more global majority authors, and I'm going to go for, I want to read each month 50% global majority authors. That is what I want to try and aim for each month. So that is the first goal. The second goal is, I love middle grade. I absolutely love middle grade. It's one of my favourite age ranges, and kind of more specifically, I really love reading middle grade fantasy. That is one of my favourite genre and age range combos. And I want to read more. I want to read more middle grade. So I want to have each month like 25% to 50% of what I'm reading, I want to be middle grade. So that's the second goal. And I've lost my place. There we are. Now here comes like a challenging part. I don't read a lot of non-fiction and I don't read a lot of classics, but I would like to kind of push myself and read a little bit more, because I know when I do find ones I enjoy, I have really enjoyed them. And definitely kind of looking at other people's videos and how much fun they've been having with them, I'm like, yes, that does sound great, but my priority has definitely tried to be more series, and that tends to be fantasy series. So I would like to kind of give myself the opportunity to read more classics and more non-fiction. So originally I set the goal of, I would like to read one classic and one non-fiction, but I've decided to up that because when I was kind of exploring which ones did I want to focus on, more came up on my list. So I'm going to set my goal as, I want to read over the year, I want to read 4 classics and 4 non-fiction books throughout the year. So that is my third goal. My fourth goal is to keep going with my series. So I currently have 23 series on the go. I want to cut that down by more than half, because I have found that I appreciate the series more when it's only like a month or 2 apart in between the books. So I want to be more focused on the series I'm reading, and I want to try and finish them relatively close together. So I want to half that. I want by the end of 23, I want series on the go to be 11. Let's see how close I can get to that. I also want to keep going with the Read What You Own challenge. Moment, not looking amazing. I have been reading a lot of library books, which is kind of detrimental to the Read What You Own challenge. But I haven't bought books yet. So that's a positive. Apart from the one, but I'd already put that in my terms and conditions for this challenge. So that's fine. Oh my goodness, croakiness. Tea. Still hot, still great. Where was I? Yeah, so when I did the Read What You Own challenge, if you're not sure what it is a challenge that has been made by Criminoli, and I will link my video where I explain more about my personal goals within the challenge and the links to Ollie's video and all of that jazz. So when I counted my physical TBR, I found I have on my shelves 169 books that I haven't read. Some of them, I haven't read that copy, and I've read the book before, but it was quite years ago, so I want to reread that book, so that will still count. So it's 169 books that I want to kind of tick off. I'm not going to do that, obviously. I'm not going to get to 0. That would be crazy. I do like having a range of books I can choose from. I would like to try and get it to about 120 books on my physical TBR. So that means I need to kind of cut it down by 49. But I'm still getting books in. So towards the end of the year, I will redo a count of what's on my physical TBR and see if I have managed to get closer to that goal of having it at 120. Because books will be coming in through, I do being healthy for books, and I earn books. When I get books, I put them under my bed, and I can't put them on my shelves as a potential to read until I've earned them by doing things that are healthy, both for my mental health and for my physical health. I'm just trying to live a more healthy lifestyle, motivated by books. It's Christmas. It's not going so well at the moment. One, because I find there's loads of things I need to be doing, so I'm not going to bed early because I'm staying up to try and achieve those things I want to do. And when I'm doing that, I need fuel, and that tends to be kind of more of the easy snack, sugary, grabbing stuff to kind of keep me going. So it's a little bit of a vicious circle, but I'll progress with that. Anyway, I've gone off on a massive tangent. Yeah, so there's still going to be books. I'm still going to be earning books. I'm still going to be getting my book boxes. I am going to try, once I've hit my read what you own goals, to then allow myself a fun book buying time and then go back to the read what you own and set myself another goal and kind of do it like that. So my plan at the moment is I want to have 21 books read by February, so that I can buy new releases that are coming out that I'm really excited about. And then I'll probably I'd like to do some sort of like fun book shopping day in March, because it's be like March will be like, it's going to be middle grade March. I'm going to be celebrating the fact that I've been on Booktube for a year, unless something catastrophe happens and suddenly I disappear, but I don't intend to. That is not my intention. And then April I'll start again, or maybe mid-March I'll start again for the end of May, which is my birthday, and see if I can keep doing this. So yeah, basically goal 4 are we on? No, goal 5 I think. I've lost track count already. I just put bullet points. I didn't actually count the goals. What did I say goal 5? Is I want my physical TBR to be 120. I'm going to stop the waffling now. I want to read more of my book boxes. That kind of links into it. So goal 6 is I want to read more of my book boxes. So I subscribe to both Fairy Loot, which is a YA fantasy book box, which gives you a beautiful hardback book and some book goodies to go alongside it. I also subscribe to the I can never say this one, the Shelter Book Box Club, where every 6 weeks you get sent a book in the post. You pay a certain amount each month, and there's like a set price for you to receive the book, but you can overpay, and all of that money goes towards the charity Shelter that does work throughout the world, providing kind of accommodation and support for people that don't have homes for various different reasons. And one of the really nice things about what the Shelter Book Club book box, what Shelter do with this book club is they give you a lot of stories from other cultures and from other countries that I wouldn't necessarily come across. So that like definitely pushes my reading as well, which is great. At the moment, as it stands, I've received my latest Shelter box, but I haven't received my December Fairy Loot. But I have got 15 Fairy Loot books to read and 7. No, that's not right. I don't know what I've written here. Okay, ignore that. I have got 12 Fairy Loot books to read and 9 Shelter books to read. Fairy Loot, sometimes they'll give you an extra book as one of the extra things in there, and that's a paperback. So I've had 3 boxes where you've got an extra book in. So that's why it's a higher number. So I would like to get that number to I've written down here. I can't quite work out what I've written down. I've put numbers in brackets and I've put numbers next to it. Okay, I think I've worked it out. Okay, yes. So this is great. This is what I mean by the chaos. I would like to read 10 of the Fairy Loot book boxes over the year. So I want to read 10 of my Fairy Loot books this year. And I want to read 6 of my Shelter books this year. So it can be ones I've already got, it can be new ones, but I want 6 of those 6 books to be read by the end of the year and 10 books to be read So 16 of the Bookboxes books to be read. Okay, cool. My general reading from a month. I'm going to need more tea. I'm so sorry. I was going to cough. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm now. I needed to burp. That's why it wasn't coming. Okay. Burped and coughed. And more tea. And we're good to go. Okay. So the next goal I have, because I have no idea what number we're on, is looking at what I read every month. So I've kind of been averaging like 8 to 10 books a month. I want to read less. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I want to read less because I want to allow myself to prioritize other things. So I want to be reading like 6 to 8 books a month. I want that to be what I'm reading, because if I'm doing that and having that as my goal, then I will be able to do other things, which I will come on to. So that will roughly take me to like 72 to 96 books a year. So again, we'll see if that is what I end up reading, or if I get overexcited and go overboard on the books again. So the reason I want to read less is because I want to actually be up to date on things like my Storygraph. So I think the book review sites like Goodreads and Storygraph, pardon me, are really good for books. I think when books get more reviews and they get more action on those sites, it kind of bumps that book up, it gets it noticed. People can have an idea of whether this book's going to be for them or not. And I just think it's really helpful. And I haven't been doing it. I started off really well at the beginning of the year, and then it faded away, and then I tried again kind of at the end of October, and then it just fell off again, because the time kind of doing that was like time that I could be reading or filming or attempting to upload a video, and it was just a lot. So if I read less, I should have more time to write a Storygraph review after I've read that book and give it a rating and have it all up to date. So if you are following me on Storygraph, which is what I have tried to do, and like come and be my friend, it's in the description box, you'll actually be able to see what I'm reading and what's kind of going on. Whereas at the moment, it's not reflective. And also I want to be able to use it more, because you get like a really interesting like stats list. It will like do things on there, and you can like have challenges for your readathons and things, and I just haven't been keeping up to date with it, and it makes me sad. So that is a goal. Another goal is I want to be using my book journal a bit more. So it's very much a journal rather than a diary, and I kind of just use it for like readathons. So I've had a load of fun like doing little drawings and just being creative with it. Like it just gives me a lot of joy, but I haven't really used it this much. And I want to. So when I do a readathon, I want to do the bureau spread. I want to like colour things in and make it look pretty and look at it and be really kind of more involved in that readathon. And I just haven't, because I've been focusing on just reading the books. So if I can pull back on how much I read, I can then allow myself to like do more drawing and writing is the plan. And now we're going to move on to the channel goals. So we're going to have more tea. Okay. Yeah, so another thing I want to do is, because I have lots of ideas. There's so many things that I want to like make videos on and do, and that's why I never intended to upload 3 videos. I intended to, when I started this channel, I intended to like upload a video a week, or maybe like sometimes do 2 a week. And I've got into a habit of doing 3 a week. There's been times when it's not always happened for me because of various different things. But generally, over the last few months, it has been 3 a week. And which is great. But it has meant that, again, I'm reading, and I'm not editing, don't do that. I'm prepping and filming and uploading, and it takes a really long time to do that on my laptop. Like seriously, when I start downloading onto the laptop to then ping it into the YouTube thing, it's like hours of loading. So I have to like leave it to do its thing, come back, wipe the mouse again, and then sometimes it'll have only like gone up by 10%. I'm like, great, you're just gonna take 2 hours, 3 hours. So it's a bit annoying. Yes, I do need a new laptop, but not happening at the moment. Where was I going on this? Yeah, so I want to try and do 2 videos a week, and I want to try and be as consistent as possible with that. I'm thinking I'm going to go Monday and Thursday. So I'm going to try and be consistent. Monday and Thursday, you get 2 videos, and then occasionally I'll stick out another one on Saturday if there's something that I really wanted to do and put out there. So that is my plan. Yeah, so I'm still going to do like the staples. There's still going to be the TBR book game, or if it's not the game, then definitely a TBR. I'm still going to do my wrap up, and I'm still going to do my stats. That's definitely going to be happening. And then I'm going to keep going with the series and the book hauls, and with my Being Healthy for Books, and the tags. I love tags. And yeah, and just like other fun little bits and pieces. I have ideas. I have lots of ideas I want to kind of like put out there, but we'll see how well that goes. Another thing I want to actually do is tell you about my Chattie's challenge, because I've been banging on about it. But Chattie's challenge, the first video was the one where the laptop decided it had enough and it wasn't going to upload it. So it's all edited, it's all there, and I liked how it was. The thumbnail is there, everything is good to go, but I cannot make my laptop do it and ping it up. And there's no other the editing program I used was like a Windows 7, and that doesn't exist anymore. So I tried to like save it on a disc and then not a disc, I'm so old, on a USB, and then borrow someone else's laptop. But their Windows, the program wasn't as good. It gave you like a Windows video editor thing, but it wasn't as good, and it wasn't compatible, so I couldn't do it. So I need to kind of work out how I'm gonna tell you about my challenge, and where I've kind of got to. So I have what the challenge is introduction video. That was the one I did. I have a predictions, and I have 4 months of vlog in snippets that is never going to see the light of day. So I need to work out how I give that to you so you can see what I've been doing and then progress with it. So my challenge was that I looked at the last 7 years of the Goodreads Choice Awards and read the adult fantasy books that were in like the top 5, but I would choose like 3 of them from that, because there were some that I just didn't want to read, and then decided which out of all of those years I had a ranking of what I thought my books were going to be, and then what I thought the best year was that I was going to enjoy. Did I agree? I had a lot of stuff done. I'd got images done, like comparing, this is what Goodreads says, this is what I think I'm going to think, and then seeing if that was actually true. So yeah, that's what I was hoping to do, but it hasn't happened. But I had been reading a lot of the books, and I was hoping to like do it all within a year, but I kind of got massively disappointed by quite a lot of books, and I kind of got a bit of burnout with it, because it felt like I was torturing myself by trying to read these books, especially when I wasn't really able to share all this content with you anyway. But I still want to do the challenge because I still want to see. And a lot of the books were books that I wanted to read anyway. But yeah, so I need to kind of work that out. So I want to do that. I want to continue with my Chattie's challenge, hopefully have it finished by the end of the year, but again, low stress levels on this, and be able to share that journey with you. Oh my goodness, there's tangents galore and there's a lot of waffle going on, but you just got to embrace the waffle. It's all fine. Okay, tea is cooling. Let's get going. I think we're, oh no, it's still a whole page. Oh yeah, so another thing that I want to do on my channel is I have like some more focus videos kind of reading around the theme that I had planned. But because I got distracted by readathons and couldn't quite fit all the books I wanted to within this, along with playing the book game, these never happened. So I have books in mind that I'm wanting to read for these like themed focus videos, and hopefully I will do that. That is definitely one of my goals for this year. I'd like to do 2 or 3 of these, but if I just manage to get one done, that will be brilliant. And I hope it will be fun. Okay, another goal. This is one I feel I'm going to struggle with. I want to be more free for readathons. So I love a readathon. And I want to have less things planned in, because I overly committed, like many people do, to buddy reads. That then means you've already kind of got books, like a good 3 or 4 books set up that you need to be reading that month, which leaves you very little wiggle room for other things. So I have like buddy reads and then things for my own personal reading, like continuing the series and the Chattie's challenge and all of that jazz. And it didn't really let me kind of embrace the readathon and just go with the readathon as much. That kind of like was, can I squeeze them into the prompt, rather than here's the prompt, let's see what fits it the best. So I want to try and do that more, specifically more towards the end of the year, because I did find like I didn't really take part as fully in readathons that I was really quite excited to join in with, because I'd overly committed to buddy reads. And I had a great time with the buddy reads. I really did enjoy them, but I want to try and just keep my buddy reads to more the top half of the year, and then have less for the rest. So I want to try and be flexible and not tie myself in, but we'll see how well that goes, because I've already got 4 buddy reads for January, so woo! It's all good. Yeah, and this kind of ties in with that as well. So within my TBR game, I'd set myself 6 books with a reward or punishment resting on that. I am planning in March to kind of change the rules slightly of how I do my TBR game, because I think I need to allow myself a bit more wiggle room to mood read. But I still want to be able to play the TBR game. When I say mood read, I mean like put my plans in place. I rarely seem to mood read. It's very kind of plan focused. But I want to have more flexibility within the month, like to just surprise myself rather than having everything like set out for me. So, but I don't want to be giving myself a load of punishment. But I like there to be some stakes within what I'm reading to make it more fun. So yeah, so I have ideas about how to achieve this, and I'm going to try that. I'm going to try and really work out exactly the rules of the game, what it means, how to make it fun, but make it work for me more. So I can hit all of these goals. That's the plan. So we'll see how that goes. I have ideas, but yeah, I'm going to change that up to give myself a bit more flexibility. Yeah. And the final couple of things I want to talk about, goal-wise, are kind of up in the air, and but I'm very excited about them. So the final 2 things that I want to talk about are a book shopping thing. So I just have this crazy idea that I might just do a shout out to people who are around my area, other booktubers, that it'd be fun to just do book shopping together, like maybe London, or if people want to come to Brighton and go around bookshops, we can go around charity shops, we can go around Waterstones, independent bookstores. It would be really fun. So again, around March time, I might just do if you're within the area, let's try and do a day, like a Saturday, where we just go book shopping. That could be fun. So yeah, we'll see if anyone responds to that and if that happens. But that's a thought I had that would be fun. And then everyone can vlog it if they want to. Like, I'm not sure how I'll do it because it's one shot, there's no editing. But I think it'd be fun. We'll see. I also really want to do a readathon, a middle grade readathon. So I'm kind of thinking first 2 weeks of July, I would like to do a readathon based around middle grade books, but I want it to be inclusive. So if you're not a middle grade reader, you could just read one book that's middle grade, but you could use the prompts to read whatever age genre, but just your challenge could be to try one book that's a middle grade book. So that's what I'm hoping to kind of do for July. I have kind of set out how I want it to be and what the prompts are. It's going to involve a map because I love a map and I'm quite excited about it. And I hope I can make it work. And if I tell you all now, that might make it happen. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I think it'd be lots of fun, but I need to kind of see how it all goes. So yes, those are my goals. Those are my goals for the channel. Those are my goals for my reading. I'm excited. I'm excited to keep going. Let's see how all this goes. If you stuck around this long, then put a cup of tea in the comments so I know that you made it this far, even if you don't want to leave a comment, and that's absolutely fine. I do appreciate everyone who watches. I do appreciate everyone who gives a little like. But you know I love a chat, so I will always try and chat with you in the comments. It's lots of fun, and it really does mean a lot to like talk to people about books, because this is why we're here. This is what we love. Let me know if you've got any reading goals, or if you just don't set them, and that's absolutely fine. So you can be footloose and fancy free. And yeah, let me know if you've got any opinions on my own goals. Like, do you think I'm going to achieve them? Do you think there's ones I'm going to struggle with? Are there ones that you are most interested for like my personal reading plans or my channel? I would love to hear from you. And I hope you all have a great rest of the month and a wonderful reading year. Happy reading, everyone.